Hey guys, I'm Kara, and I'm going to talk a bit about imposter syndrome. So, a pretty common experience in university is that you got pretty good grades in high school, maybe you didn't have to try that hard, or maybe you were even at the top of your class. But then you get into uni and it's not easy anymore. You find that you have to try a lot harder to get grades that still aren't as good, and you find that you're constantly comparing yourself to your classmates. This is an extremely common experience. And despite it being common, people haven't really figured out how to not feel defeated when it happens to them. I want to give you 3 things to remember in order to overcome this. 1, university is supposed to be challenging. A lot of engineering courses are designed to have a pretty heavy problem-solving aspect with them, which can be kind of frustrating when you can't just Google the answer. But these courses make students really, really good at thinking, and there are a lot of valuable skills that will come out of persevering through these. Don't mistake struggling with just being challenged. 2, ask for help. I used to think that asking for help was a sign of weakness, but in fact it shows that you're critically thinking about the material, and you're going to learn a lot by asking questions. There's also a really good chance that you're not the only one thinking it. 3, you and your classmates all belong there. Everyone comes from a different background with different experiences and different accomplishments. Don't let the successes of other people make you feel like you're not doing enough. Every single one of you deserves to be there.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm a 3B nano, and I'm here to talk about my experiences with imposter syndrome. It's unfortunately not uncommon here to feel like you don't measure up to your peers or that you aren't good enough to be here, and it's even more uncommon for people to confess that they feel that way. These are feelings that very much plagued me when I was in first year as I saw my marks drop. I was often very lost in class and struggled to keep up, while it seemed to me that everyone around me was well put together, keeping up and scoring well. I've since realized that what is really happening is that many of us are just afraid of showing that we are struggling. We keep quiet about the fact that we have fallen behind or failed a midterm, or that we don't know what our prof is talking about. Even now as a third year, I often fall into the mentality that I'm struggling to keep up more than most of my class, and I cannot possibly be smart enough to be here. What's really happening is that I don't measure up to the things that people allow others to see, not how they are truly doing. The transition online has made this a prevalent issue for me again, as I feel like I've handled the shift worse than my peers and I see my marks dropping. I need to keep reminding myself that the comparison is not so simple. Are my peers living at home with their parents, doing all their chores? Are they doing extracurriculars? Are they working part-time? Just because the grade distribution you see may suggest that you are performing worse, the comparison relies on so many factors you can't see, and it doesn't mean that you aren't smart enough to be here. You got in for a reason, you did not get in by mistake. It's normal to experience failures in your degree. I have failed exams, I've failed tests, I've fallen behind in classes, I've not completed assignments, and I still made it to third year. And I still get good co-ops. Another thing I want to remind you of is not to compare yourself to upper years. It's really easy to see all the things upper years are doing and feel like you need to do them too, but you need to remember that those upper years have had plenty of time to adjust and grow their competencies. I may be involved in a whole bunch of extracurriculars now, but as a first year, I promise you I wasn't doing much of anything.